Yesterday I told you we're gonna learn about universal tool theory. Right now you guys are very new. In general of any tool that is being taught in any university or anywhere, they teach you tool for the whole 1 year, and then you come out and then you understand कि भाई I will use this tool to do this and that, right? But real approach is we start making things regardless what tool we use, because the science of using any tool is to have a purpose outside of that tool. For example, if you use Photoshop, you have a purpose to put that photo outside for something, right? If you're using After Effects, you have to use that video outside of After Effects to do something. Regardless if you use Canva for even editing, Photoshop for editing, or whatever photo editing software, or Premiere Pro or After Effects, whatever video editing software, regardless of any tool, you have a purpose of using that tool outside that software, right? So I'll teach you today. I'll give you a mindset today how to look at any tool so that you don't get afraid. Ghabrai na jao. Usually what happens, for example, you have never used a 3D software. Now you open Blender, like what comes into your hand, like ghabrai, you're like, what the fuck is this? So I'll give you a mindset today, a visual way of looking at any tool that you open कि जमा कहीं ना कहीं तुम edit करो, कहीं ना कहीं create करो. So a tool is something in which you create anything, create something that you want, some tool outside the world, right? Okay, which is my theory called universal tool theory, right? Every tool is the same. All you need to do is to change the mindset, how you see the tool and what output it gives you, why we need to use that output. Okay, so there are 3 steps of using any tool. Okay, first step is what are we making. So you have one thing very clear in your head. What are you making? It could be image, it could be video, it could be anything. So what are you making, right? So number 1 is you are making something. So when you have in your head, I want to make this, so you have to choose a tool in which you will be making it. For example, I'm making a UI UX design. So what do? You choose a tool. Simple. You choose a Figma tool, or બીજા બહુ બધા આવે એ બધામાં બસ એક જ છે. Let's use Figma only. Okay, so we choose a tool. એ પહેલું સ્ટેપ આવી ગયું. Okay, મારે શું બનાવવું છે, right? એટલે why I'm giving you this mindset today is, after some weeks you'll have so much explored, and every time anywhere for example, you go to VR mall, you saw the big screen पर you saw this ad, so you'll be able to create a picture in your head. In what tool I will create this, I'll be able to create this. कि भाई एमा मोटी स्क्रीन છે, અમુક 3D, you saw some 3D image, you saw some visual animations, so you'll be like, I can create this visual in ChatGPT's Dolly 2 कि भाई Pika Arts में I will create a image by AI, then I will take that in Figma and I will edit in Figma, then I'll bring it to After Effects. So you will have a clear flow in your head, right? So first step is we have to decide what do you want to make. I want to create this image. So you saw in VR example, when I give you saw the whole picture, but inside of it you saw one thing. So one thing, innovative one thing matter, you have to come back, take a step back and decide where will you make this. So that is an image. So number 1, I want to make that image, and to create that image you will select a tool, right? Second step, why are you making it? So right now in the example of the mall big screen you saw, you are making that because you want to create a bigger video, right? So it is a part of that video. So why are you making it? To show it into the mall, or show it to someone. So with a purpose, to modify the design for that purpose. So inside that tool we will modify that design for our purpose. That will be the second step, deciding the tool, inside the tool modifying it. And number 3, under modified થઈ right? Second step, and then in the third step we will export it out there in the world to do whatever we want. कि भाई I created this meme, मारे meme मुझे to get viral, something like that. कि भाई I edited an amazing video to put on Instagram, or to give it to a client, right? To export. Third, so 3 steps. Any tool in the world, તમે કઈ બી લઈ લો. Take anything in the world, it will come with 3 steps. Decide what you want to make. So you selected a tool. Second step, any અંદર તમે મેથી મારી you modified it, and then you press export. Got it? Very clear. This is very basic common sense. Got it? Okay, so our process કશે બી તમે જોશો ને, like in the whole wide world, this will be the common process. Whatever tool it is, these 3 steps will be the common process of any tool. Okay, got it? Very clear idea. Awesome. So this is the now I want you to see it this way. In general, in any tool in the world, આ રીતનું આમાંથી આ પ્રકારની ચાર એક વસ્તુ હોય. ફર્સ્ટ ઇઝ અ ટૂલબાર ઇન વિચ જેમાંથી એને પ્રેસ કરો. ફોર એક્ઝામ્પલ આ કેનવાસમાં આની અંદર પણ ટૂલબાર છે, રાઈટ? there will always be a toolbar using which you will create something or modify whatever you have, right? Okay, then there will be layers. Okay, bhai, whatever you put here as that, first of all there is a canvas in which you will be modifying it, so you'll make changes. તો કેનવાસ હશે અને એની અંદર તમે whatever you put એના અરાઉન્ડ એક છે ને લેયરની પેનલ, there will be a layer panel in which there will be so many layers, right? આ રીતના layers આવશે. Got it? In general કોઈ બી software, I'll show you all the software altogether what I create and live example I'll show you. And then the fourth element is export. There will be a window or some kind of way to export it. Okay, so any tool in the world, it has this kind of properties, 4 minimal properties. Toolbar using which whatever you have put in the canvas, you use it to modify it, and then the way you put things here, and there will be layers, and then you will, once you have modified it, then you will export it for your use. Okay, awesome, makes sense, perfect. So I'll show you, for example, I'll slowly take you through what we gonna learn. We will be using Figma as a tool to edit images, to create website UI UX. We will be using Framer to create our websites. It is a no-code tool. We will create UI in Figma, paste it in Framer. Our website will be live. Okay, and we will use Photoshop to create creative, modify images and its part with AI. For example, આપણે બી live કરો છો, we shoot ourselves live, we'll click our pictures and then we'll edit in Photoshop. Okay. Then there's Premiere Pro. Premiere Pro, our goal will be remove kachra footage of our content. For example, when we'll move to third phase, and I'll teach you how to create content, right? So how to represent yourself in front of camera. So there will be so much messing up with your words. Like usually my process is I start the camera, even if I mess up, હું બોલતો જ જાઉં. Like even if there are so many pauses, કેમ કે કેવું એના પૈસા નહીં લાગે, ના બટન દબાવવાનો શું પૈસા લાગે, મેમરી તો ફ્રીમાં જ છે, અનલિમિટેડ સપ્લાય છે, રાઈટ? સો આઈ ડોન્ટ કટ માય સેલ્ફ, તો એ ચાલુ જ રહે. But then I'll take it in Premiere Pro. We'll use Premiere Pro, and the effort in Premiere Pro are so less with AI that if with press of a button it will automatically edit everything. So બધું effortless થઈ ગયું છે. Now we'll learn After Effects to create motion graphics animations in whatever content that we create, and then there are so many other tools. For example, spline we will use in Webflow to create 3D. Okay, then there are other tools as well. We won't go in depth right now. Awesome. So right now I'll show you one by one. First is I show you, let's go through Figma. Okay, Figma, this is huge canvas. You see, like for example, this is what I create, this is where I create my my reels, right? So this is the canvas. Okay, canvas ma any under a મોટું canvas છે, but any under this is an artboard. So अलग basics तो same हो जाए, but एमा अंदर in depth the more things will come, right? For example, I edit my thumbnails in Figma, or if I want to plan the whole animation, so I create content, create small things here, right? So आपको canvas होई, this is the canvas, then this is an artboard, and based on what I put here to create, on the left side you see these are layers. Okay, same thing, नीचे there are toolbars. Okay, અંદરનું whatever that will be either you take it out from the outside થી લાવ્યા હશો, it will be something that you brought from outside, some like an image. Like for example, this is an image that I created, everything is with AI. હું અને મારો ડબલ રોલ છે, this is me and my double role. I put it in, I edited this in itself only, right? And this is all the AI that I created in Photoshop. Okay, so it will be in any tool, it will be like something you got from outside and put it in the tool, and under whatever you edit, those will be from this toolbar only. A toolbar માંથી જશે, any software that you go, અને એના according there will be layers, and then however you want to use it, when you press on it, you'll be able to export it, and there will be a way to export it. One thing to have common in all the tools, તમે જે વસ્તુને ટચ કરો ને, ફોર એક્ઝામ્પલ જે વસ્તુને ટચ કરો એના રિલેટેબલ યુઆઈમાં ચેન્જ થશે. ફોર એક્ઝામ્પલ તમને ટેક્સ્ટ વિશે કંઈ ખબર ના પડતી હોય અને કેવી રીતે એડિટ કરશો, જસ્ટ ટચ ધ ટેક્સ્ટ, રાઈટ? Just touch the text. Here it is, you see, અહીંયા the whole panel upgraded. here the whole panel updated around text. Same in all the other softwares. Okay, able to see it? Oh yeah, here it is. Okay, yeah, got it. All cool, awesome. So that was, now I'll show you another tool. Let's move it to another tool which is called Framer. So Figma we will use for UI UX, logo design and so much more. Now I'll show you Framer. Framer is also a website design tool which has the same properties. This is what we are going to learn as well. Awesome. So Framer is a tool where it is the Framer's canvas. A Framer no canvas, this is a Framer's canvas, and this is how the website are being created. For example, this is a whole જેમાં એમાં આર્ટબોર્ડ હતું એમાં just like that there is an artboard over here as well, right? And based on what I select, you see, but slight formatting change થશે, but you have to find where you want to modify things. In general, layer no purpose so I say to find where the layer is and to modify it. Okay, so આની માટે I want to modify this, so I select this, but I am looking for the layers panel. So where here it is. Now I see the layer, simple, same pattern आई गई. Everything is on the left side, whatever place अलग हो सके, this could be different, but you see layers are there, a canvas layer, and based on what I've selected on the right side, you see on the right side things have changed. The text, for example, if I choose an image and based on any position આવશે, આ બધું આવશે, right? So you will never get confused around like આનું શું કરું, આ કેવી રીતે આજુ update થઈ જાય, things will update, so you will never get confused. Alright, so this is Framer. Another tool we are going to learn, it's called Spline. Spline is also a 3D tool which we will use to bring this 3D design into our website using this. So one of the, I'll show you one example. Okay, so this is an example of Spline 3D file. So again, right, canvas. Okay, this is a canvas where you edit things. These are layers, and based on what I've selected, property of that thing. And again, toolbar, you see the toolbar which you'll use to modify. Okay, I'll show you a demo, like for example, this kind of thing we'll be able to create in Spline, and this is interactive, so we will be putting that into our website. Got it? Cool, makes sense? Awesome. So I'll show you one of a few things. So I'm going to show Premiere Pro. So this is a Premiere Pro. Canvas is the same. So I selected this, so based on that, updates. So for example, I use this Premiere Pro to remove kachra footage, because Premiere Pro it's very fast and efficient. Right? Okay, so I'll speedily આપણે છે ને tool theory સમજીએ, બહુ ડેપ્થમાં નહીં જોવું આજે ત્યારે સમજીશું. For example, this is After Effect file. Okay, After Effect ને Adobe software એમાં this is the canvas. Here you can see things કે ભાઈ આ વસ્તુ છે, that I'm talking to myself, but right, for example આખું After Effects છે, એમાં અહીંયા projectsની file અહીંયા હોય, તો layer modification કે ભાઈ આ રીતે layers હોય બહુ બધા. For example, I work with thousands of layers all together in After Effects. પછી based on the tools એને related અલગ tools હોય છે. You see there are tools, so every time you see a software, you observe, sit back and observe કે ભાઈ આમાં ક્યાં editing કરવાનું આવે, ક્યાં project file આવે, right? You just sit back. There is also tool here as well, so you see toolbar. Okay, simple છે, makes sense? Got it. So this is After Effects, right? There will be so many layers, but ધીમે I don't want to give you a lot of burdens, right? Awesome. And then we come to Photoshop. So this is Photoshop, right? Photoshop, there is so much going on. For example, you can do so many things. I'll use crop tool, and I'm just expanding it. I'll make it in a jungle. Okay, fine. I'm just getting a few results here, right? You see, looks good, looks easy, right? Again, Canva, અહીંયા layer છે, like there are layers here, અહીંયા toolbar છે, and એનું આ canvas છે, એનું kind of આ જ એનો artboard છે, right? Makes sense? Okay, and then yeah, so these are most of the tools. આવા જ બધા tools છે ને એ આવા જ હશે. Got the idea? Okay, same, આમાં ગભરાવો નહીં. So whatever we will run into, whatever tools that we will learn, we'll simply observe it, and always keep this thing in your mind. You are using a tool to modify it and put it out there in the world for something, right? કે ભાઈ ફૂડ ટ્રકના ફૂડ ટ્રકની આ સાઈડ છે એની માટે મારે બનાવવું છે, રાઈટ? સો ઇન લાસ્ટ ક્લાસ વી અન્ડરસ્ટુડ કે ભાઈ કેનવાસ કેવી રીતે આઈડેન્ટિફાઈ કરવું, કે આ બનાવવા માટે ફિગ્મામાં કેનવાસ કઈ રીતે, કેટલી સાઇઝનું કેનવાસ લેવું અને એની અંદર શું એડ કરવું, રાઈટ? તો સેકન્ડ સ્ટેપ એની અંદર you modify it, you add a lot of designs on your own, you bring આપણે જે the resources that we saw એમાંથી 10-15 વસ્તુ you brought it and you made something new, you modified it, and then you put it out there અને પ્રિન્ટિંગ માટે આપ્યું, right? For different purposes you put it out there in the world. So these 3 steps, right? My purpose of teaching this kind of mindset is તમે બહુ કન્ફ્યુઝ ના થાવ, પછી તમે બહુ મગજમારી ના કરો, right? In general, people, I'll tell you one word which is in general in universities, they try to corporatize the knowledge. What is corporatization of knowledge is they teach you in a way that creates machines, like not students who actually learn real things, but it's like there is one thing called software development life cycle. There are steps of how you design a software. There's a lot of theory. Rather than that, one person just started creating things, made, and then it was the person became famous, right? And then the corporate people understands his process and gives that process a real name, and then that process being taught in colleges. That doesn't help anything, na, right? That guy did it. એને તો કોઈ process follow નથી કરી, he just followed his passion, right? So that is something that is corporatization of teaching. How to see any tool, how to observe them, and ગભરાઈ નહીં જવાનું એમ, right? બીજા અલગ there are tutorials and everything there, so you see them how they do it, and that's it, right? So this was universal tool theory, right? How to see any tool in the world and not be afraid of it. અત્યારે આ વસ્તુ જોઈએ છે, આમાં હું નાખીશ, એડિટ કરીશ, એક્સપોર્ટ કરીને આમાં એડિટ I'll put it out there. સિમ્પલ છે. Slowly when you explore it, કેમ કે તમે ધીરે એક્સપ્લોર કરશો ને, the bookmarks that I gave, or in general you also search for good design or whatever you want to create, so you will run into new things. So your craft will update, your craft will skills will improve. પહેલા skill improve કરો અને પછી ખબર નહીં ક્યાં. We just have to apply that tool. In the process of learning, in the process of researching, you will add more on to what you are learning, and then તમે જે બનાવો છો it will be much better. Okay, awesome. Makes sense? Awesome, perfect.